Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another Minecraft discussion today. We're out here in the woods while we can be, because it'll be hunting season. Actually, it's bow season right now, so we're being careful, but we have till another few weeks, and then it's rifle season, and little G and I gotta stay close to home because it's not so safe for either one of us. Hey, G. So anyway, my name is Kimberly Quinn, and what am I trying to say? I am thrilled, elated to have this discussion with you today on imagination versus knowledge. And I'm a big fan of knowledge, obviously. Like in life in general, I'm a huge fan of knowledge, and obviously being in higher education, that kind of just adds to it. And really, so we want to keep the knowledge, obviously, and it's important to realize that knowledge is really about, well, total fun to just like do like an immersive fun, have your own little nerd fest. I do that a lot, actually. And actually, my ultimate nerd fun time, I'm thinking it was when I had like 3 hours alone in the MIT Museum in Boston. Oh my God, I was so happy. Not disturbed, all kinds of neuron stuff going on there. Anyway, knowledge is also about getting from point A to point B. That matters a lot, okay? Whereas imagination is much bigger and broader and big sky than that. And Einstein said something, very paraphrased, about, basically imagination being the ticket. Knowledge important, but imagination gets it done kind of thing. And so here's the thing as far as well-being, which is what Minecraft is all about, right? Optimal human functioning and life satisfaction, is you got to tap into it to make it happen in your life. If you want whatever your heart's desire is to manifest and create the life you want to live, you got to really tap into that imagination. So if you think, like, oh, I don't know, I'm 50 whatever, I don't know, well then find somebody who has a 4-year-old and ask to borrow her, because they can give you a pretty quick tutorial on how to let your mind go mindfully with, choosing it to create that white space to make it happen. So as we've talked about before, and so many of the great thinkers have talked about it, Oprah and Wayne Dyer and all these thinkers that I talk about, Aaron Doughty, Abraham Hicks, it just goes on and on, is you've got to believe it. You got to believe it before it's going to happen. And we're talking about the imagination. You got to see it visually, but more importantly than that is to believe it. You've got to sort of tap in to this is where the imagination comes in. Tapping into what it would feel like if whatever it is you're trying to manifest into your life has already happened. You got to kind of airlift yourself into that place for that to work. And actually yesterday, I was interviewed by Aaron Kaplan. What a nice man. Clinical psychologist from Hawaii. Lives on Oahu. And he's got a podcast called Mind Tricks. Check it out. He's got a lot of good conversations listed there. And I was very impressed with his interview skills as well as his podcast website. It's just so organized. Anyway, so if any of you are interested in what I'm talking about, you check out Aaron Kaplan on Mind Tricks. So anyway, we were talking about this, and he asked me, so what were you talking about when you're talking about being a limitless person and believe it? You have to believe it before you can see it. So this is what we were talking about for a little while, is you've got to actually let your mind find a quiet spot. If you're fortunate enough to have woods like this is ideal. And really picture yourself in the situation, but that's not so important as how you feel when you've already gotten the promotion, or you've already been on a podcast, or you've already gotten that house you've had your eye on for 6 months, or picture the feeling of that. And it's important not to be surprised by it, because that says if you have this surprise feeling, you want to work through that, because that says, I don't really believe I deserve this. Ooh, look, lucky me. No, you have to thoroughly believe. This is the self-value thing that Aaron and I were talking about too. You've got to know your own worth. It doesn't mean you've arrived. It means we're all work in progress. So you've got to really believe that whatever it is you're trying to manifest, that you're worthy of, or ain't going to happen. So tap into that feeling. Really focus on what it feels like to have already landed whatever it is you want to land. And then, so this way, when it does show up, you're thrilled, though not surprised. This is very, very important. And then, what's also very important, using your imagination too, is be grateful for it before it gets there. I appreciate. Remember that appreciate, think of jewelry, means gains value as we go forward with it, as time goes by or whatever. Appreciate means to gain value. So start appreciating whatever it is now before you have it. And then when it gets here, just open up to the universe, God, source, higher power, however you want to say, that divine, infinite divine intelligence, that infinite divine creative source, that infinite divine love source, however you want to label it, and be thankful now for what's happening. Okay, it's also very important to use the correct words, even in your head when you're talking to yourself. If you have a prayer life, great. If you're talking to good energy in the universe, fine. But really be careful with your words, because you don't want to talk about like when it comes. That's all that you'll be striving. The word strive, you'll be striving like indefinitely. You have to picture what it's like to actually, again, have the promotion, the job, the trip to Africa for a safari, the partner, whatever it is, and say, I am. It is so much more powerful because that's an in the moment tap in to the divine connection. So I am grateful for the African safari. I am grateful for this promotion. I am grateful that for this opportunity that's coming to me, right? I'm grateful for it now, for what's coming what is coming to me, not just the I'm coming to me part or whatever, not just the on its way part. I am grateful now that I'm up for this promotion. I'm grateful now that I am ready to receive this. I'm grateful now for the opportunity. And then just keep envisioning yourself sort of in it and after the fact. And then just picture yourself flowing with gratitude when you get that phone call or whatever. Very, very important. Imagination. Tap into your own inner 4-year-old. Again, borrow one if that's hard for you. Obviously with permission, because otherwise we call that kidnapping. And borrow one and let him tell you all about it. Big sky. 4-year-olds are great about, making pictures in the clouds. Actually, so am I. It's one of my favorite things to do, actually. But imagination is key for creating the life you want to live. It's absolutely essential. Knowledge is important too. Very, very important. Though, in order to get to that knowing part, we've got to imagine it. Then remember thoughts when they're little, okay, grow up to be beliefs. And then we land in this place of knowing that we can do this, knowing that we can get the promotion. But you got to imagine it first and tap into that feeling and that gratitude of being in that place. Awesome. Okay, this is Kimberly Quinn signing off from the beautiful Notch in northern Vermont. Have a mindful, imaginative day.